do we even need a vacation? Because if your daily life is energizing you, then it's not like you have to be like, oh my God, I got to get away from this life. I need to go to another life. If every bucket is filling you up and you do have this balance, then there's almost like no need for a vacation.
Right. It's a really, really good point. And maybe not this 7-day vacation. Maybe it's like, actually a 3-day vacation is all that I need, because you're absolutely right. If we're kind of managing our energy so skillfully, that's aligned with our all of these different buckets that we have, then we still have energy left over. So while it's great to still have holidays and a vacation, I want it, but I don't need it. It's not like my lifeline. It's not like I'm like, I've got to get, there's some people that they're literally, just kind of like hanging on until the next one. And we don't want to, that's almost like a crisis management. That's not so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My parents were the classic crisis management. They were always like, oh, I got to go on a vacation. Oh, I got to go on a vacation. Right. As a child, I remember looking at that and being like, I equated to that, you got to get away from the day to day because that's not fun anymore. So it was just an interesting side note that I had, is that this work-life balance is really actually a little more simple than we think. Yeah. And once you dial it in, then, all of a sudden maybe the vacation starts to take on the lens of, well, what is my energy going to be like there? And how am I going to get filled up there?
Yes.
And so you choose the right vacation according to how that is going to fill you up, and everything is just energy management.
It's all, and then the other cool thing about it is that when I was just even looking over my schedule this fall, and I was looking at different kind of commitments I have, I was thinking, there was a couple of weekends that my husband and we could go away, but there's a part of me like, no, what I really need is I just want to be home. Like, to me, just to be home. Let's just be in our pajamas for like 3 days. Like, let's intentionally not do any socials. Let's let's really and so you start defining success a little differently. So the end goal, the vision is I want to be energized, but then what do I need in this season of my life to help me kind of get there? And then how do I design it? And what can I say yes to, and what can I say no to? So it takes a lot of reflection, but then once you figure it out, then now you got like these systems. Okay. So you got these systems.
Yeah.
So the systems around kind of your self-care, the systems around your sleep and nutrition, and how, what hours of the day are, do you do your best work? How many socials? Like, for example, I find like in a typical weekend, I'm an extrovert, but I'm slightly on the introverted side. So a perfect weekend for me is I'm going out, definitely at home. Like I'm a bit of a homebody, but definitely at least one really great social in my top 1 or 2 tiers, and maybe another one in my third tier. But then but the third day is like nothing. I want Sunday like nothing. I want to be at home. Yeah. I want to just do some kind of activity. And so you kind of like you play with like these different versions to figure out, that's a good combination code for me. And so it's kind of fun. Like you kind of like think about like, it's like, do you have like, I'm, as you know, I'm from Canada. Do you have like, I'm assuming you do, like the combination code, like, the combination locks? Did you used to have those in your lockers in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we would have those, and that's how I kind of see it. This topic, it's like we're figuring out the combination code. We turn it to the 3, then we go to the 7, then we go to the 2. Like it's like you're figuring your energy management combination code as relates to these different buckets. And then once you figure out that little code, then it's a matter of kind of rinse and repeat, until it changes.
Yeah, I love that.